Want to hear real script and role play with real estate professionals before we hop on the phone to speak to the expires, for sale by owners, the withdrawn listings, so you can actually win business on the phone? Let's get into it.
I totally appreciate you asking that question. And I'm just asking, it sounds to me like you're wanting to make sure you can walk away from the table and net what you want to net. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Absolutely. That is a very smart thing to do. Obviously, compensation and closing costs all go into that bottom line. And so that's the acknowledgement, right? We clarified. We acknowledge that it's a true, valid concern, right? And now we need to respond. Hey, listen, it's totally valid. I wouldn't ask you to do anything that doesn't make sense. Let me get over to the home. Let's evaluate all your options, and I'll share with you what the compensation will be and what you plan to net. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, I'm going to be in the area tomorrow between 4 and 6. Is 5 p.m. a good time for you? And that's the close.
That's the close.
I am Makeba, and welcome to We Are Paid, Phenomenal Agents, Influencing Disruption, P.A.I.D, where real estate disruptors who use technology sharpen our skills and position ourselves as the agents clients choose in this sea of information. And today's video is all about Smile Dial, real scripts, role playing, getting you ready to hunt expires, for sale by owners, and withdrawns with purpose, energy, and confidence. Let's go.
Right.
Okay.
So not every question you hear is not necessarily an objection. And that's why we want to clarify. We want to clarify and then acknowledge that, okay, yeah, what they're saying is valid. It's something that it needs acknowledgement. So we want to clarify, acknowledge, then respond, and then go in for the close in the appointment. So you can do that with any objection. Just slow down. Just slow down. When you hear it, slow down, because you also, as an agent, you need to process what they're saying, right? You need to have a clear understanding of what the true objection is so that you can actually handle it and put the person at ease.
So clarifying even sometimes means repeating it back to them so we can process.
Absolutely. Clarify and that step in the clarification, it lets them know that you're hearing them, right? So whether it's the compensation or you may hear, well, I don't want a low ball offer, right? You got to clarify that, okay? It sounds to me like you might have worked with some investors. Do I have that right? Yeah, they're always throwing out these low ball offers, wanting to buy my house for pennies on the dollar. Got it. Okay, so just so I'm understanding, it sounds like you were working with fix and flip investors who absolutely need to buy the house and a point where they could make a profit. But we work with all sorts of investors, some who are buy and hold, some who are buy and hold traditionally, some who are doing short-term rentals. And so because of that, they all have different underwriting standards. Underwriting just means how they look at a deal. And because they're profiting in a different way, they're going to give you a different valuation. If I could bring you an offer that made sense and get you something that's a lot closer to what you're looking for, is that something you'd be willing to investigate?
Yeah, I don't have to go with one of those offers though, right?
Nope, you have absolutely no obligation, but I'd love for you to see all of your options. I'm actually going to be in the neighborhood tomorrow between 4 and 6. It's 5:30, a good time for me to stop by and go over this, maybe 15, 20 minutes of your time.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you out. Christina, what was do you want to be the seller of the home or the homeowner so you can get the clarity that you need?
Well, no, it's just that it was talked through so fast.
I'm from up north, so you gotta give me a break.
Um, so I think that I understand because he walked through it with a different question, but so you clarifying is not necessarily you telling the person no or even really giving them the answer that they're looking for.
Correct.
It's just you talking through it to the point where they let their guard down. You just disarm them, kind of.
Clarifying is making sure, put it this way, it's making sure we heard what we heard, right? Because they say something like, again, the compensation. So it sounds like they're focused on compensation, but really, truly, we know as agents, they're really trying to protect their net proceeds. They're trying to walk away from the table with as much money as possible. So we need to clarify that and make sure that that's indeed what we heard. So, hey, I understand the compensation is a really important factor in your decision making, but let me ask you, is it your compensation? Is it the compensation that you pay an agent that's most important, or how much you walk away from the table? And let them clarify that for you. Good? Cool. Okay, who's gonna try something? I'd love to hear someone try it and give feedback on your role play. Unless you guys want to
I
do
would
it.
like to try it.
Okay.
And this is gonna be natural, including based on what you just mentioned. But I have to do it because, if I'm gonna be calling people, I have to know. So
Do we have
learning
a
on the
volunteer to
job.
be the seller?
Um,
McCabe, can you
I
be the
want
seller?
to be the let me see.
You're going to be the
I'll
agent,
be
right?
the agent. I'll be the
Okay.
agent.
McCabe, can you be the seller?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, ring ring.
Hello.
Hi. This is Patricia calling. I'm with EXP. Wait, before you hang up, I'm just calling because my client they're selling. Wait a minute. This I'm doing a bias script, so that's not gonna work. So let's do a bias script then, since I started. Okay, switch to bias. Okay. Well, I'm just calling because my buyer is looking for a home, and there's not that many homes on the market. But I came across your home, and it appears to fit my buyer's criteria. Criteria. Are you interested in selling your home, or anyone in the neighborhood that may be interested?
So we circle prospecting. Patricia, do I have any, was I expired for sale by owners, or you just farming?
Well, basically, like I said, my you know how you go through the MLS, you're
Okay.
looking for a client. And you just locate a house that maybe
Okay.
not MLS, but like online, because
Okay.
MLS, those are
So I didn't have my hand raised, basically, I guess is what I'm asking.
no, you didn't have.
Okay. No, I've been getting a lot of these phone calls lately. What's going on?
Yeah, your like I said, the market, there's not many homes in the market, and your house is very appealing to people, and I could understand you, receiving all these phone calls. I know it must. What's going on? I can tell you the reason why I um saw interest in your home is because it meets one of my buyer's criteria. So I said, it's no harm in reaching out to see, if the seller is interested in selling, because you never know, they might be. So I appreciate you taking my call. But I just wanted to is that something you interested in selling your home?
No, actually, we just made some upgrades and some improvements to the house. So yeah, that's not anything that I foresee us doing anytime soon.
Oh, not even with the right price.
Well, of course, the right price, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, so you saying if I came to you with the right price, would that pique your interest now?
I mean, money changes everything.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just speak back with my buyer and let them know that, I couldn't find something listed in the MLS at the moment, but I did come across this home and I had an opportunity to speak with the owner of the home. But they said maybe with the right price and everything, they may be interested. I can't guarantee you, but I'll have that conversation. Is it okay if I reach back out to you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and I can send you some information as well because we have an offer, and I have to send it to you. May I have your email address?
It's my first name, my last name, 123 at Hotmail. What are you going to be sending me?
Well, just in case the buyer is interested in selling, we got to send over an offer. But something also sometimes names are misspelled online. So is your name spelled first name P.A.T, your last name Bell.
Yeah,
So that would be patbell@gmail.com.
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And I, like you said, overwhelming with all these calls. But I'll reach back out to you if my buyer is interested.
Okay.
Thank you. Feedback.
Okay. Well, we need to get into the home to see, because when they're saying to me, bring a buyer, well, of course I would be calling somebody who had their hand raised. And I've heard of an agent or two door knock in a neighborhood, and like you said, and found a house for their buyers by taking the initiative that you did by doing the circle prospecting. But I guess the goal is to get an appointment in my brain. That's what I'm thinking, is I still would like to get in the house. And hopefully you do have a buyer. Hopefully we do have a buyer.
Yeah.
But if we did, I wouldn't want my buyer's first experience to be the one with me, because maybe it wasn't what they wanted in a home. And now I may look like I wasn't listening to my client because I took them to a house, that they said they didn't want a carport, so that's what I'm thinking. I still want to get the appointment to go see the house first. But thank you so
Yep.
much for, go ahead.
Absolutely. By far, I was building rapport, building
Okay.
rapport. And then the second time around, I'll come out. I said, yeah, my buyer's interested. Let's do this. Let me come by and take a look and just make sure, before move any further. Is it possible if I can swing by and take a look at your home? That would be the second. So
Okay.
first one, I built rapport.
Okay.
And of course, the way depending on where it go, of course, I want to get in there and get that well. So, any feedback, Terrence?
Hey, I'm just checking in. Are you ready to make those calls yet? Don't be scared. They're just people. They're not going to bite. And remember, hunters hunt. You've got the scripts, you've got the power. Now it's about action. Let's dial in and keep it moving. We got the power. Uh, 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 uh.
So I think to Makeba's point, anytime you're going to make these calls, you do have to have your end goal in mind, right? Because that's going to help you shape the conversation. As far as whether it's a traditional buyer or it's an express offers buyer, right? Because we have those buyers buy box. So same type of thing, right? I want to make sure that it fits the criteria. I would say always try to go for the appointment. But some of the things that I wrote down is when you're calling, address the people by name. Hello, Patricia. This is Terrence from eXp Realty. You're a professional, right? So you have all of the details and data that you need to be able to address them by their name. All that is going to do is it's going to make them know that you're calling for them. And so that part of where they're having to figure out like who's on the other end of the phone, why is this person calling me? At least you disarm them a little bit by approaching them with their name. So I would say that as one. Second thing I wrote down was one question at a time, right? You asked, are you interested in selling? Do you know anybody interested in selling? Those are two separate questions, and I would have you as feedback break those up. And I would actually start with, do you know anybody who's selling? And the reason why I do it that way, especially on these farming circle type of calls, is so that the person who I'm speaking to gets that no out of the way, right? We know that they want to hurry up and try to rush you and get you off the phone. If we can make them feel comfortable by telling us no early on in the conversation, we have a better chance to kind of push the conversation forward. But the biggest takeaway there is just ask one question at a time, let them answer, and then ask your next question. But that script was very close to what we do on the express offer side with the buyer. And I would just say, yeah, keep your end goal in mind. Definitely want to get in the house. If they acknowledge that for the right price, they would be interested, then your goal is to say, hey, okay, well, great. The next logical step would be for me to come out to the house. Let me take a quick peek, make sure it fits my buyer's criteria, because one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to waste any of your time or any of the buyer's time, right? That's what's in it for them. It's to save their time, to save the headache from having to do all the other rigmarole stuff for like a typical transaction. So I think your script I think you did good. Just keep practicing and you'll get the flow and hang of it a lot more. But those two main takeaways: address them by name and ask one question at a time.
Oh, great feedback, especially the feedback will they ask them directly if they want to sell a house, but ask them, do you know anybody in the neighborhood that wants to sell a house? So
Because how you ended that was actually good. How you got them back on the hook was, hey, for the right price. So I like that you were able to transition there. I would have just have liked to, if you had broken those two questions down into one, that would have been a smoother transition because they didn't get to answer you on, they're going to really repeat the last question that they heard. So how you packaged it, they answered the fact that they were not interested, and it kind of put it in the conversation in a weird spot, but you were able to bring them back. So great job just actually trying it and practicing. I will definitely give you a for effort, or I know E for effort, but I'm giving you an A.
oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you for raising your hand and hopping on out there for sure. All
Any
right,
more?
just go ahead.
I was just gonna say, anybody else want to try? Is there something y'all want to hear?
I want to hear the clarify, acknowledge, respond, close again.
Okay.
And when you're closing, you're just closing the transition to the next part of.
I'm closing usually in the event to get an appointment. So my close is, hey, if I was able to do, right, if I'm clarifying, acknowledging, and responding to that objection, that question, I want to close with what my goal is, which is usually to get an appointment.
Okay. And if they give you another objection, you're still clarifying, acknowledging, responding.
Exactly.
And so, okay.
Who's the avatar we're calling for the objections?
We can do distress.
Okay. That's fine. Ring ring.
Anybody else want to go on NIFA?
Okay, no problem. What are we doing? Distress property?
Yeah.
Yep. You'll hear how I attack this, probably a little different than what you guys are expecting, but let's run through it. You'll be a distressed homeowner. You can be as frustrated and upset
Okay.
as you want to be.
All right.
Okay. Ring
All
ring.
right. Hello?
Hey, Manifa, this is Terrence from eXp Realty. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm okay.
Oh man, I hope you're getting a chance to enjoy this weather. It's supposed to be beautiful today. I think they're calling for like 75.
Yeah, I'm looking for a job right now, so not so great for me.
Okay. What is it that you're looking for?
I'm an accountant, so I'm trying. I need to get some cash flowing in here because I'm having a lot of bills over here. I'm trying to get things together.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, being in real estate, obviously, I come across a lot of professionals who could use an accountant. Maybe at the end of this call, I'll get your email and we can maybe talk about what it looks like to send your resume around to a couple of my folks.
Okay, that sounds
But
good.
but I was giving you a call about that Cute House 123 Main. Do you still own that one?
Yes, I do. I'm still here.
Okay, yeah. I was calling because I'm working with a couple of buyers who have identified that area as a point of interest. And I was just curious who you know that has a house just like the one you have on 123 Main that might entertain a as is offer on their place.
Nobody has a house like mine.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I've seen yours a couple of times, and so I know it's not something you think about every day. But if it did come up, would you feel comfortable sharing my information with them just so I could help find a house for these buyers?
I guess so. I don't know too many people around here, but yeah, I guess I would.
Okay. And is your email Monifa Taylor 123 at kvcore.com?
Yeah, how'd you get my email?
I'm a real estate professional. I have access to all sorts of different data, but it's not always accurate. So I just wanted to confirm with you that that's the right email. I wanted to send some information about me, my team, and what it is that we do, just so if it does come up in conversation, you have everything you need to give that person.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, if I find anybody, I'll let you know.
Well, yeah,
I,
only if it comes up in conversation. I'm not asking for you to go on the hunt for me or anything like that. But yeah, these buyers that I'm working with, they actually work with sellers in all sorts of situations, no matter if it's, probate, divorce, or just downsizing or pre-foreclosure. And so they're willing to purchase houses in as-is condition up to $500,000 for this area. So if you do know anyone or if it comes up, please share my information. That would be extremely helpful.
okay, I guess I can do that.
Okay. And before I let you go, um, for the right price, would you consider an offer on your home, even if it was just something to laugh at?
Something to laugh at. Well, right now it's not really too funny because I'm really struggling here. I'm trying to get myself together so I can keep my house.
What's going on? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Hey, I need a job. I gotta get some funds right now. So I am I'm working really hard to keep my house and I'm trying to make sure that I keep it. I'm a little bit behind, so I don't really want to sell.
Gotcha. I heard you say you were a little bit behind. Has the bank started sending you notices or?
No, no, not quite yet. I got a late notice this month, but I should be able to make my payment this month. But yeah, it's coming close. But I would definitely want to keep my house.
No, no, I completely understand. And have you reached out to them to let them know what's going on in terms of your job situation?
No, not yet.
Well, I would definitely suggest that as a step one, just because the bank they don't want to foreclose on your house. It costs them a lot more money to foreclose than it does for them to work with you. So if you haven't taken that step, I would definitely say that's step one. But I also have a ton of other resources. If you think there's a threat of foreclosure that I could stop and drop off to you, I'm actually going to be in the area tomorrow between 4 and 6. Do you think I could stop by maybe at like 5:45 to give you this packet?
Well, yeah, I definitely need to get some information. That was definitely helpful because I'm scared to talk to my bank. I'm trying because I don't want them foreclosing. So to know that they might not be looking to do that, that's really helpful. So yeah, maybe after 6.
Okay. Maybe 6:15 work for you?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. The bank definitely doesn't want to foreclose. Like I said, it costs them more money to do that than it does just to work with you. And I guess I'm curious, if I did have an offer that made sense, is that something you would consider or no?
Not right now. I don't have anywhere to go.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Got to get
And
that job first.
no, no, I get it. We're not in the business of making anybody homeless, so definitely wouldn't want you to feel like you had, to jump into this situation. But I do have a range of different solutions, some of which can, help you gain the equity out of your home, but actually stay in it. Maybe that's something we could talk about for a couple of minutes tomorrow when I drop off this packet to you.
Oh yeah, definitely could use that information.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I'll see you. And wait, one more thing. Is there anybody else that you think could benefit from having this information, like any other decision makers, part of the process?
No, I'm here. I'm here alone. I can make the decision. I'm the only owner of the house, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at 6:15. I'll come with the information I promised you. And like I said, I'm going to send you a quick email about me, my company, and what it is that we do, just so you know who you're meeting with. And I'll see you tomorrow around 6:15.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I like that. That was good. Gave more information, so I like that.
But Terrence, do you really have information to help them stay in their home?
Yeah, we provide a sample budget, right? A template budget that the person could go through, and then also just like a quick, dirty, like one pager of some of the options. So that's going to talk about the forbearance, the modifications. It is going to be market specific because you do need to find out, who are the resources in your area. I would suggest if you are going down the realm of, depending on the realm of distress you're going down, you may want to get with and network with attorneys that handle those issues, as well as any nonprofits that handle those issues. I know you guys also heard me mention to her, we have other solutions that will allow you to stay in the house. I do work with a company here in North Carolina that will actually purchase the house from the seller. They'll take some of the equity and put forth the rent for, I think it's 6 months to a year. And they'll actually allow the person to stay in the house and they can continue living there as a renter if they absolutely want to stay. So I just try to let her know that there are other solutions out there that don't necessarily require her to move in the event that she actually has to sell. But once somebody, gives you insight on that distress, we kind of abandon our, let's call it our typical workflow to make sure that they feel heard, that they feel listened to, that we're being compassionate about their situation. And then we're also being a resource to them because, again, most of these people do not want to sell their house. Selling their house is going to be a last resort. But for you to help them go through every stone, make sure every stone is unturned and really be a teammate for them, you'll put yourself in the best position to actually capture opportunity when that person is ready.
Yeah, that is good because you made it into the door. So that's one thing that Makeba mentioned too. So you made it into the door for the appointment. So you will be able to see the house. And then, like you said, with having the resources. So let's say you got me the job or put me in connection with somebody who was able to get me a job. So maybe I'm not selling my house, but I'm your cheerleader now. So like the next person that comes up, oh, this guy, he helped me so much. Why don't you call him? Yeah. So that's definitely a referral source. So yeah, I like that.
And honestly, I forgot all about that part of the conversation. I should have circled back to that when I was getting your email. I should have said, "Hey, when I send you this email about me and my company, make sure you respond with your resume." Because honestly, if that's a person that I can help out, like I have a network for them, I will send their resume out because there's, especially when someone's in a situation like this, one, you never know who in your network is looking, but if that actually can be someone that you can help get to an end, be it a job, just like you said, you are going to have a cheerleader, somebody who's willing to say, hey, no, don't call anybody else. Call Terrence. He'll help you out, right? So always be thinking about how you can create those opportunities when you're having these conversations, because obviously we know real estate is such a relationship-based business that we want to be always like trying to build those relationships, even if it's not specifically to buy or sell a house.
As we're making those phone calls to the people that aren't strangers, still be a resource for them while we're capturing information for ourselves. Because my text message last night was just a check-in, and I was sharing, that I want to make sure that I'm a resource. Can you respond with your zip code? So then we can put them on some sort of alert to receive information. So being intentional with the conversation that we're having as we're reaching out is important too, because having as much info as we can in our KV core inside of our CRM so it can continue to work for us as we're loving on our people and being a resource.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also suggest, like, everybody here we're getting into this world of AI and ChatGPT. Like that can help you develop whatever packet and whatever resources you want to put together for these certain types of sellers. I would do each and every one would be very specific. So tired landlord would have their own, divorce would have their own, pre-foreclosure would have their own. But you want to put these materials together just so you can always be looked at as the authority. So whether it's checklists, budgets, contacts, right? Like legal contacts, nonprofit contacts, just anything that you can package together as a sole piece of information that you can actually physically give out. It gives you a reason to one, stop by these houses, but two, it gives them something that you can give to these opportunities that they can hold on to and latch your name to. So leverage ChatGPT to find out what resources would be best for these people. But again, with foreclosures or pre-foreclosures, legal counsel, nonprofits, and then education. If it's even like a single sheet that kind of defines some of the terminology that they're going to be coming across. What's a loan modification? What's a forbearance, right? Stuff that, again, just helps them be educated and point you as that authority, I think is helpful.
If you have a few more minutes, I know last week you did hop into Zillow and show how to find those for sale by owner, the contact information for people who aren't able to pay for leads. Do you have a few minutes to show that again?
Yeah, for sure. And Zillow is good because, again, it's showing you the people that already have their hands raised. I could show you another resource to help you find the people who don't have their hand raised, but it's still going to be similar in the approach to make sure that you are, again, finding people who fit a buy box. So let me just, I wish I could remove all the filters. Okay, here we go. So what I want to do is go into the bed and bath. I know just based off of looking at all these buy boxes for so long that 3-2 is really like the ideal buy box. Going into more or home type, I'm sorry. I'll deselect, and I know most are looking for single family detached houses. What else can we find here? Okay, so now scrolling down here in the more, scrolling down, we want to look at the square footage. I know most of them want at least 1,000 square feet. Lot size, I would say under 1 acre is probably the best. Year built, 1970 is what a lot of them have. We want to, for most cases, we're going to hide the 55 and older communities just because it's sometimes harder to make investments there. And then this section up here is critical. So the listing type, we want to take off the coming soons. Let's see what else. Let's remove the agent listed, the new construction, the foreclosures, and the auctions. Let's apply. And so now we can be assured that all the houses that we're seeing here are going to fit within a buy box. And so I can just click on here and call this number down here. One of the things I would also suggest is when you're in these different places like your Zillows, go over to, I'm not sure what you all use for property owner information. One of the places that I recommend for free property information is PropWire. You can just take the address that you just found. Let me sign in because it's not going to let me show you what I want. Okay, I'm in. Put that address in there. And so when I make this call, I'm going to say, hey, Aaron, right? So I have the owner's information. I want to address them so that they know that I'm calling for them. And another thing you could do just to be sure that you're getting the right person, right? Because on the Zillow ad, it does have a number, right here. I would go to True People Search, the reverse phone lookup. So I'm just going to take this number here. I'm going to put it right into True People Search. And this one's not showing, it's not showing the number being attached to anyone. So that's, I won't say as a red flag. Maybe they're using like some type of filtering number, like it's a Google device. But for me, it makes me feel a lot better when the number that you search is the name of the person that you just looked up. So keep that in mind. It just will make it'll make it a little bit more sticky that you're actually reaching out to the right person, because some of these for sale by owners are wholesalers and people who don't actually own the house. So I just try to eliminate that by doing some quick preliminary research as much as I can. Any questions there?
I know we're going to get questions about the TCPA rules, but if they're showing their number on the on as a contact, then they're raising their hand saying you can contact me.
That's how I look at it. But I would definitely get reassurance from your local state teams. But I feel if the number is posted here that their property, is for sale listed by owner, I'm assuming that is okay to call. Probably a little bit more risk adverse than many, because I know that most cases people are not going to sue. But one of the things you can use as an EXP agent to give you a little bit more peace of mind is dial safe. So dial safe is actually found in your Okta. And so what dial safe is basically a database of the DNC. So can just jump in here. I'll take that same number and it's cool because you can do, one-off numbers, or you can upload a whole CSV file. So I'll just put that number in here, and of course it cuts it off. Create. And so it's not on the do not call list. Green, yellow, or red. This one's green, so I know it's okay to call.
Okay, so the flow was Zillow. Well, the first part was express offers buy box to see what's specific to your area. The second was Zillow to feed in the filtering information from the buy box. The third was PropWire to pull the address so you can get their true name, and then True People with the phone number to make sure that you're contacting who was shown as the homeowner.
Correct.
And dial safe.
Safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so who is ready to get out here and use these strategies that Terrence has shared to get that pipeline filled? Thank you, Terrence.
No problem.
Yeah, Terrence, this was great. Thank you.
Everybody should have some
Yeah,
people to
awesome.
call.
Thank you.
You should have some people to call or text. And if you know, if because obviously some people may not want to call right away, that may be something that's you're uncomfortable with. But I will tell you, if you're a texter, then use our scripts to break them down into a text, right? You can use the GPT that we shared in order to do that. And to be honest with you, a lot of the for sale by owners are a lot more responsive via text. So, try all the strategies, see what works best for you, but leverage the resources that you have to refine and improve your strategies and processes.
And for those people that are digging into reaching out to unmets, to folks who don't know you and you don't know them, the strategy is over 10 days to reach out intentionally 6 different ways. So call, DM, email, if you have all those resources. Of course, door knock would be great, but I can't wrap my head around knocking on a stranger's door right now. But I mean, it works for people. But my point is 6 ways intentionally over 10 days. So put these people or these houses somewhere so you can make sure that you're getting that checklist off. And then, of course, once you have the conversation with them, then you're going to move to a different phase of your strategy. But if you want to be intentional and follow up 6 times over 10 days.
Too. This may feel uncomfortable, but don't be afraid to call people multiple times, especially in a single day. I know it sounds crazy. It's uncomfortable. You call, they don't answer. Why would you call again? as people, we're kind of like wired a certain way that like when we see a number calling us multiple times, it like makes it seem like it's important. So even if it's not, even if I don't know the person, if I see that number multiple times, I'm more likely to pick it up and see what's on the other side, just because I don't want to miss an important phone call. So think about that too as you're going through these different strategies.
How was it? Are you serious about leveling up your skills and taking control of your business? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with another agent ready to get after it. Follow me on Instagram. Let's be social. Jump into my Facebook group. The link's in the description. Let's build. Let's win together. Phenomenal agents influencing disruption, because we are paid, baby. And if you're an agent who is ready to grow, ready to disrupt, and looking for a new place to call home, let's connect. I would love to hear about your goals and see if partnering with me at my brokerage will be a great fit for your next level of business.